So let's rewind the clock. Over 10 months ago, Jimmy Kimmel attacked Aaron Rodgers because on the Pat McAfee show, Aaron Rodgers stated that the Jeffrey Epstein client list was going to be released soon, right? Kimmel went on his show and said that Aaron Rodgers was a pat whacker. He was a conspiracy theorist. He's a guy that is anti-vax and, doesn't believe the mainstream media. And he decided to attack Aaron Rodgers. Well, turns out now, 10 months later or so, just like the saying goes that the difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth is about 6 months apart, Jimmy Kimmel has to eat his words because turns out Aaron Rodgers, the conspiracy theorist, the whack packer that he described him as, was correct.
Did you hear about the Epstein client list about to be released too?
What's that? What are you talking about?
There's some files that have some names on it that might be getting released pretty soon.
Oh.
Might be time to revisit that concussion protocol.
10 months later, it actually fucking came out, you stupid fuck.
So he saw that, and maybe to retaliate, he decided to insinuate that I am a pedophile. This is how these nuts do it now. You don't like Trump, you're a pedophile. It's their go-to move. And it shows you how much they actually care about pedophilia. But here's the thing. I spent years doing sports. I've seen guys like him.
Yeah, of course, Jimmy has to lie about the situation, saying that, oh, well, he called me a pedo. It's not true at all. Rodgers never said that he was a pedo. He said that it seems like Jimmy Kimmel is attacking him, calling him a conspiracy theorist, COVID, vaccine, all that other garbage, and that Aaron Rodgers needs to go back to the concussion cloud. When Aaron Rodgers retaliates and says something back to him, he has to shoot out a lawsuit like the pussy that he is.
He believes himself to be an extraordinary being. He genuinely thinks that because God gave him the ability to throw a ball, he's smarter than everyone else. We learned during COVID, somehow he knows more about science than scientists. A guy who went to community college, then got into Cal on a football scholarship and didn't graduate, someone who never spent a minute studying the human body, is an expert in the field of immunology.
And how sad is that the scientists were doing all these different information, giving us totally false information during COVID, and the conspiracy theorists like Aaron Rodgers was saying, well, that's bullshit. Look at this, look at that. They were literally censoring other scientists during that time. So Jimmy Kimmel was only getting one side of the story. So when Rodgers was saying the other side of the coin, then obviously Kimmel was saying, well, this guy didn't even graduate. How is he an expert? Well, it's because he listened to both sides of the story. That's why. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. But of course, he's a shill for the left. So he has to make fun of Rodgers in order to cover up the bad reporting in the mainstream media and the bad reporting of Jimmy Kimmel, who his job is to push propaganda to us normal citizens out here to convince us to get the jab. That's exactly what it is. But of course, Kimmel wants to say that, well, you're no scientist. Neither are you, but somehow Rodgers got it right. How do you explain that, Jimmy?
He put on a magic helmet, and that G made him a genius.
There you go. He explained it. He just explained it. Rodgers just put on a magic helmet, and all of a sudden, he's smarter than Jimmy Kimmel. There you go. Thanks, Jimmy. Thanks for answering my question right there.
And as far as you say things about people all the time argument goes, yes, I do. It's not the same. It's not even close to the same. We say a lot of things on this show. We don't make up lies. In fact, we have a team of people who work very hard to sift through facts and reputable sources before I make a joke.
Fire them, Jimmy.
Distinction, a joke.
Yeah, fire them because they're giving you bad information, because every time you come on the show, you're speaking bullshit nonsense and you're picking fights to people. Go ahead, jab them all you want. I'm all down. Go ahead and make fun of all of them. But the moment they push back, Jimmy Kimmel has soft skin. Soft skin. You can cut. He cuts very easily. And now he wants to put a lawsuit against Aaron Rodgers for his comments because he's playing victim. That's what he does. He's like, okay, well, I literally got fucking pissed on. I can't argue against it. Therefore, I'm just going to go back to ad hominem attacks that aren't necessarily even that funny. I'll admit the G on the helmet's kind of funny. But other than that, that's what he's doing. And his go-to is just to make fun of him and to sue him in court like the fucking pussy that he is. all that is.
About someone, even when that someone is Donald Trump, even a person who lies from the minute he wakes up
Jimmy
until
Kimmel.
the minute he's
Jimmy Kimmel.
smearing orange makeup on his My Pillow.
I guess Jimmy Kimmel puts orange makeup.
Even he
Seal.
deserves
Woo!
that consideration.
Look at those seals
And
in
we
the
give it to
crowd.
him
Look at those
because the
seals in the
truth
crowd.
Still matters, and when I do get something wrong, which happens on rare occasions,
On
you know what I
all
do?
occasions.
I apologize for it.
You
which
never
is what
apologize.
Aaron Rodgers should do, which is what a decent person would do. But I bet he won't. If he does,
Right.
you know what I'll do? I'll accept his apology and move on. And I appreciate that, and I appreciate all the
Woo! We're
nice
seals.
things I've heard from so many people. But my real hope, the reason I even bring this up is because I hope many, many decent people out there who vote conservative or whatever you want to call what goes on now. I don't see anything conservative about any of it. But to those of you who are part of that, I want to say this, and I hope you'll listen and give it a little bit of consideration. If you are a member of a group that think it's okay to randomly call someone a child molester because you don't like what that person
He
has
never
to
called
say,
him that.
maybe you should rethink being a part of that group.
He never called him that. So, of course, Jimmy, look at these
I also
seals.
wanna say-
Look at all these seals clapping.
Congratulations to, and by the way, are you looking for someone who actually was a friend of Jeffrey Epstein, who called him a terrific guy and bragged about his affinity for younger women? I have very good news, Epstein hunters. I found one for you.
Look at this. Look at this edited clip right here. Okay. All right. Then he switches to the girls. Okay. That proves nothing. Obviously, I already did a video on this.
There you go. Just two fun guys checking out the ladies. Nothing unsavory there.
Jimmy Kimmel, just two guys checking out the ladies, right? Checking out the ladies. Look at this.
Of the statue.
What was Jimmy Kimmel doing there?
I mean, do you think that she's? Do you think that?
Is he checking out the ladies?
I mean, do you think that she's attractive or not? Take another look at her.
There you go. He's eating ass.
Today, Paul Malone talking about health.
Oh, this is
Paul
hilarious.
Malone, healthy as horse, but everybody.
So there you go. That's Jimmy Kimmel for you, where he likes to make jokes as a comedian and then take the mile, like the huge high ground and judge others. That's the Jimmy Kimmel that is there on live television at night telling you how to think. That's Jimmy Kimmel for you. Anyways, so of course, Aaron Rodgers had to say something back during that time that Jimmy said that he wanted to sue him like the pussy that he is. And Aaron Rodgers with a golden take here, because he called out exactly what he actually said.
You know, then we fast forward to this last week, right? And I said that a lot of people, and I'm quoting myself here, a lot of people, including Jimmy Kimmel, are really hoping that doesn't come out. End quote. That's
Sure.
what I said. That's the entire quote. Okay? I was referring to the fact that if there is a list, which again, this hasn't come out yet, this was just a deposition, right? And there are names on it, then that would be the second time that a soft brain junior college student,
He's describing
you know,
himself.
wacko, anti-vax,
Yeah.
anti-Semite, purveyor, spreader of misinformation, conspiracy theorist, MAGA, whatever other things have been said by him and other people in the media would be right twice. Now, let me just say that is the truth, number one. Number two, I totally understand how serious an allegation of pedophilia would be. So for him to be upset about that, I get it. Did you watch the quote? Because that's exactly what I said. And this is what I think we can agree on, that at minimum, there should be an inquiry into their involvement, especially if they went to the island. And at maximum, there should be an investigation into it. But I don't understand a Mike Voss comment because he didn't help out either. And I'm going to quote Mike Voss. He said, "Aaron made a dumb and factually incorrect joke about Jimmy Kimmel. It should never have happened. We all realized that in the moment." Mike, you're not helping.
And just to clarify, guys, Mike Voss is an ESPN executive. He works for ESPN. He was saying that quote to better, I guess, in his eyes, save Aaron Rodgers. This is what Aaron Rodgers had to say.
You're not helping because I just read earlier exactly what I said. So, and this is the game plan of the media, and this is what they do.
Yeah.
They try and cancel.
Correct.
You know, and it's not just me. It's nowhere near just me. I mean, if you look at all the different people who've been censored from the internet especially during COVID, the canceling that went on, the censorship, using the government to try and censor people that happened. And if that doesn't work, then they go to name calling. I mentioned a lot of the names that I've been called, and they don't stick because I'm not anti-vax. I'm interested in informed consent and things that are in the best interest of my body. I'm not a MAGA. I've never had any affiliation with anybody.
Rogers, start being a MAGA,
movement,
my friend.
right?
Start being a MAGA.
Which is okay if you are, though. Like, there's different opinions all over the place, right? If you're that's your ideology, that's fine. I'm not a super political person. Okay, do whatever you want. Conspiracy theorists, that's fine, because if you look at the track record of conspiracy theorists in the last few years, they've been right about a lot of things. So I don't care about that one. Anti-Semite, that was called. I mean, that's just like, this is their game plan. They use these words to cancel people, and they went and ran with this because it's the crazy anti-vaxxer wacko again, talking about, you know, accusing somebody of being a pedophile. Like, of course, this is the game plan that they use. Incorrect? In the end, if you are not someone whose opinion aligns with the mainstream narrative, this is what they're going to do with you. And it's not me. I'm not a victim. I don't give a shit. Say whatever the hell you want about me. That's fine. Like, the people that know me and love me, you know what I'm all about. My teammates know what I'm all about. And I'm glad that Jimmy is not on the list. I really am. And
yeah, we don't know that yet.
You know, I think it's impressive that a man who went to Arizona State and has 10 joke writers can read off a prompter. So, you know, my education at JUCO and my 3 semesters at Cal that I'm very proud of.
That doesn't match it.
Has worked out for me, and I'm glad to see it's worked out for him as well. So I wish him the best. Again, I don't give a shit what he says about me.
There you go. Yeah, it's good that Jimmy has like 20 writers right there writing all his skits, and he can read off of the teleprompter. Amazing, right? Because that takes more brain power than apparently Aaron Rodgers throwing a football and being one of the best NFL players of all time, and going to Cal, so having an education over there. But Jimmy Kimmel having 20 writers and telling him what to say and how to say it, delivering jokes, and doing softball interviews. I guess that requires a higher IQ in Jimmy Kimmel's eyes, because Jimmy Kimmel apparently will sit there and say that he doesn't lie, and he has researchers and all his little money that he can give to his show, but still get things so wrong, and every take that he has is so dumb. And it's not his fault. It's because he's a mouthpiece. Now, there's obviously, you could look at Kimmel and say, yeah, possibly he's on the list. There's already been a leaked flight logs that shows Jimmy Kimmel's name on there. That's one. That's a fact. It's 100% true. 2, he's friends with the chef, a personal friend with Jeffrey Epstein's chef, okay, who went on Jeffrey Epstein's plane, witnessed all this illegal activity, and said nothing about it, right? So very close to him, and we're allowed to believe that Kimmel knew nothing about this situation. Not only that, Kimmel's also very close to the Clinton Foundation. So yeah, obviously our tinfoil hat people here are, the alarms are going off, and we're just here questioning it, and that's all. Aaron Rodgers, of course, he got attacked first by Kimmel, and he just retaliated both times, 10 months ago as well as today. And Kimmel's just crying about it because he's a fucking crybaby, and he can't actually think for himself. Sweating right now, he has to do damage control for the leftist agenda and the Democratic Party, of course. And that's all that is. Jimmy has always been a mouthpiece for the left. He's always been a mouthpiece for the Democratic Party. And guess what? The vast majority of people that are on that list so far that have been listed are Democrats. They're left wing. And Jimmy's just doing damage control. That's all he's doing. And, of course, Aaron Rodgers has a lot of influence. And, hey, Aaron Rodgers was right. Once again, the conspiracy theorists were correct. And I would say this. Rodgers, he's not that political. He doesn't get into the arena too often at all. And that's fine with me. He doesn't have to. But the fact that he sits there and he says, hey, I think anybody can go out there and say whatever they need to say. That is beautiful. And my advice to Rodgers is join the America First movement.
And we will make America great again.
So anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. Like, subscribe, comment down below all your thoughts, and I'm going to catch you guys on the next Project VO Pod. I'm your host, Jake Varr, and Trump 2024. Peace.